Hey everybody, this is Jeff with Bear River Blogger, and today we're going to do another quick photography tip for you guys. Today we're going to talk about using the rule of thirds to instantly get better photographs. Now this is something that applies to just about any type of photography, especially outdoor photography. It's mostly well known for landscape photography, but you can use it in any type of outdoor photography, any nature photography, bird photography, even portrait photography. It works really well in. Now I'm going to show you in this video live how I compose images using the rule of thirds, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around and just take a couple of pictures of just whatever's around me. There's not a lot of interesting subjects, but the reason I picked today is we have horrible light and not a lot of interesting things around here. But I'm going to show you how you can take something just kind of dull and dreary as is today with the rain and the clouds, and there's not a lot of interesting stuff except a couple of trees, and just show you how you can use the rule of thirds and make any photograph just that much more interesting. So when you do have real interesting subjects and really great light, you can use the rule of thirds and make that photograph that much better. It's super easy, it's really quick, and anybody can do it. Now basically what we're going to do here is go over and use this tree as our subject. Now what you want to do is, while we're walking over here, is think of your viewfinder as there's a grid on it. There's two horizontal lines, one a third down, one a third up, and two vertical lines, one from a third to the left and one to the third on the right. Now most newer cameras, you can actually turn on this grid on the viewfinder and have it while you're taking a picture. So most cameras, it helps you out. But I always just have it ingrained in my mind. So whether I've got it turned on or whether I don't have a camera that has that feature on it or not, it doesn't matter. But basically what people do when they come up and they want to take a picture, they actually go just about like this. They'll put the image right, or the subject right in the middle of the image. You know, that's not too bad. I mean, that's mostly what we think of when we take a picture. We center the subject like this, but that's not very interesting. Now the rule of thirds, it's pretty simple. The horizontal lines are where you want to put your horizon, and the vertical lines are where you want to put your subject. So first, what I do is I worry about where I want to put my subject. You can either put it on the upper third, which is about right there, or you can put it on the bottom third, which is about right there, depending on what's more interesting, your foreground or your background. Today it's sixes, but usually if you don't have anything that's more interesting than other between the foreground and background, I typically put the horizon on the lower third, just about like that. And then you take your subject and you put it either on the left vertical, or you can move it over and you put it on the right vertical. And if you can, you put it where they cross, where the horizontal and vertical lines cross, which is about right there. Or if you want to put it on the other side and put the little mountain in the background, it would be about right there. That's basically how easy it is. You just use your horizontal and vertical axis for your horizon and your subject, and you take the picture. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around and just take some pictures of just whatever's here. There's not a whole lot going on today. Like I said, the light's horrible. There's not a lot of interesting subjects, but I'm just going to walk around and just show you how I can take pictures of just anything and use the rule of thirds and just get instantly better photographs. Now you try to do this as best you can while you're composing the picture, like I'm doing here. But sometimes if you're like me and you do a lot of bird photography, birds don't always sit very well, so you can't always do this, and sometimes it doesn't always apply because you don't always have a horizon, but or sometimes you have a horizon and you don't have a subject. Like, let me show you that. Like if you walk over here and you just want to take a picture of some scenery, but there's no real subject like this mountain, I just worry about the horizon. So there's the right on the third there, and there's no real subject to put in, so you don't really have to worry about the vertical lines. But you always try to put your horizon on either the lower third or like this, or the upper third, depending on what your foreground and background look like. But that's how simple this is. You just think about the rule of thirds. If you have your viewfinder grid, you can turn that on, or you just have this image ingrained in your mind and you just place your horizon and your subject accordingly, and there's your picture. If you can't always get your picture perfect with this, you crop it down a little bit, which means you take a little bit bigger picture. You open your picture up just a little bit more so you can crop it down without losing the interesting parts of your picture. So you can edit and crop it down to the rule of thirds. But either way, it both works. Sometimes I got to do both. Sometimes I try to get it as best I can to the rule of thirds, but I just can't get it to where I'm standing and what's going on. So then I have to crop it down a little bit more to make it a little bit more interesting. But that's pretty much it. You compose it as best you can, and then you have to add a little bit more cropping to get the rule of thirds to work out better. You do that in editing, and that's basically it. So hopefully that helps. If you guys have questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. And if you guys are interested in learning more about the River Migratory Bird Refuge auto tour, which is where I spend a lot of my time photographing nature, birds, and all kinds of things, there's a link in the description below about the bird refuge and the auto tour route. And I hope you guys will subscribe to this channel and follow me at bearriverblogger.com, and we will catch you on the next video.